Says I'm live now. And all I see is an old screen. It's not showing a new one. Can you hear us on a microphone?
Who's he talking to?
Okay.
Maybe Ed. Maybe sounds like Ed's voice.
Yeah, but none of the board members are even moving. On my screen.
Shows us moving.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Not moving. Stick figures, like in the football game.
Yeah.
It broke a windshield, huh?
Yeah. That's been broke a while, and they had to fix it for Marty to start driving it.
What's
so
that?
Get it inspected.
Oh,
That was Kevin's old truck.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah, it sounds like a plan.
It wasn't gonna fix it,
All right.
but decided to keep it for a while, I guess, so.
is Marty actually using it or not?
He is not. Not yet. Corey said this afternoon that wish Marty would start using it. I said, well, I don't really think he wanted it until spring. He's like, oh, well, then maybe we can pull it out of the garage.
Yeah, as long as it's-
Or he said they would have left the plow on it to do the driveway over there, parking lot.
Well, put the plow back on. They still got the plow, do they?
I assume so.
On that old pickup, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they don't use it at all if they don't need to.
And When's Marty gonna start using it?
Not for a while.
Why not?
Don't want him to.
Why? Oh, okay. So the longer it sits around, the more crap's gonna go wrong with it, not being driven.
If that's the case, then they get rid of it sooner than that.
So the longer it sits there, the
That's-
more?
Yeah, the
It'll-
worst thing.
It'll
about
just
it
rust
is
right to
sit
the
around.
ground. Yeah. That would be my suggestion to get rid of it anyways.
It's not worth a whole lot
It's-
anyway.
No, it's beat. It's had a hard life.
For what little he's
All
gonna
the
drive
vehicles
it though, we're hoping it lasts us 2 or 3 years. He's
Yeah.
paying a mileage.
Are you sure?
I
I
don't know.
didn't
No,
think
I'm
we
not.
were paying him mileage.
He wanted mileage.
That was the whole thing of giving him a raise for cover. That was my understanding a few years back.
I don't remember if that was part of the negotiations or not. It was?
Because he was
Bill?
driving his own vehicle.
Yeah, I got mileage originally. They bought me a truck.
And you were working full time too.
Yeah. Things that need for me to take home.
Yes. No, let's review them tonight.
No, I was gonna say
You can't go home.
it. Looks like it's gonna take some time. 16, 17, 19, 20, where's 18? Did I miss it? 16,
I still didn't get
there's 18.
the actual budget versus actual activity. That's what I kind of wanted to see.
Yeah. That's why I'd like to have an audit. If we do this, we have to have an audit. I mean, we'd be crazy not to. It's probably gonna be required anyway, I would imagine. Do they ever have independent audits done?
That's a good question.
Or have we ever?
I doubt it. All right, so where am I here?
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, see you guys later.
See you, Marty.
Okay.
Merry Christmas. Okay, here we go. You're done then? Man, you were quick tonight.
Yeah. These are all pretty basic, this time of year stuff.
Oh,
So is Kevin Nash gonna be here tonight?
Yeah, I went to see him today, he's gonna be here.
What door did he go out? The back door, Bill?
Yeah, I think so.
How's court working out, Bill?
Hearts are going up a little bit, but that's to be
They're not doing
expected.
one.
It's all online or all in visual or virtual?
Yeah.
So she must be setting up hours to do it virtual, right?
Nice.
So if she's doing it virtual, does she need somebody here?
Oh, that's a good point.
So has she actually been doing virtual court?
Yeah, I saw her
Kevin?
one day,
Hey, George.
one night, I mean. Lots of sand, huh? And you just got another delivery? This is January's.
Yeah. And it's still not full. We can't get it in fast enough.
Is this an extraordinary year?
No, just, usually we get a couple of days break. In the last 3 weeks, we just haven't gotten it, you know?
Haven't had a year like this in a long time, though.
No, we haven't.
Oh, okay, so it
Yeah.
really is
It's
a
not,
normal
it's
year.
not completely out of the ordinary, but it's been a long time since we've had
Yeah.
back to back to back like this past.
Yeah.
Channel 12 actually downgraded Sunday, so I'm kind of glad with that.
Building permits.
Oh,
They're thinking now the vast majority of it's gonna go south of us.
Bummer.
No,
I want snow for snowmobiling.
Last year's report for.
No, because-
Marty.
Oh,
there's another factor in here now, spring flooding.
Hopefully it goes down slowly.
Yeah,
well. That won't affect the salt, right?
what's that?
That won't have any effect on the salt, right?
No.
Have an effect on the ditches, and pipes and
Bridges,
bridges
Oh.
and, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't clean them out.
Well, it'll clean them out, all right. Clean them out to, there's nothing left.
there's a lot of snow back up on the hills now. I mean, there's places that we never lost, you know, the 40 inches we had.
Ouch. Oh, jeepers. Fighting with the drawer.
Work still or no?
No, not the way I like it.
I see a spring shop bill in there. What was that truck on? What was, or what truck was that on, I should say?
76.
Just a leaf.
Driver's side and front.
Replaced just a leaf or something? It was cheap.
No, whole spring pack.
Really?
Yes.
It's like
We did it ourselves.
Huh?
We did it
Yeah, but still,
ourselves.
the spring, that was only like $138 or something like that? Or, I thought that's what I read,
We also got pillow blocks for riders.
you know?
You know, the rear pillow blocks?
Yeah,
I bet you that's what you saw.
oh, maybe that's what it was,
Yeah.
yeah, cause it just, yeah, it said spring something or other, and spring shot.
Tri-City?
That's it, yeah, it was Tri-City.
I thought we
I
got
thought
the
that was
pillow
cheap.
blocks from Birds, to be honest with you.
I don't, yeah, the bill I seen was, Tri-City spring.
Well, the exhaust pipe wasn't so cheap.
No, that never is. But I was surprised about the spring, how cheap it was. It's unusual.
I think we got the pillow blocks from Birds. Don't hold me to that. What is the official name of them things?
That's all, I don't know, that's what I always call them.
I actually think that, now that I think about it, one went on 78 and one went on 75.
A lot,
Yeah.
right side.
Am I reading this wrong? Is this, so this is the expenses that it cost them? So if I take this one.
Did they have anything to say about the boiler
uh,
stuff? I see Train was,
They
Did
paid
they
out
make this thing?
3,617, but they had 5,000.
Everything looked
Oh,
good.
so good. So they did give us what I
Well, how
asked.
come they have a negative here?
It's a real smart kid there.
I would think that this one would be the negative,
Cody,
Yeah, he
because they
did
didn't.
a couple of things that he didn't like.
So they had a $5,000 budget.
There
They
was
spent
laptop and
3,600.
all
So
that.
yeah, that shouldn't be a negative.
Well, nothing out of the
I'm
ordinary.
thinking, but,
That's the way I would read
that's
it.
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
so, okay.
So it must be their accounting just a little different. So all these negatives are
They
actually
hit the
positive.
igniter and the
Well,
flamer
up here it's
earlier.
probably not, because this is income.
Okay, that makes sense.
So this is.
Because
Sometimes
they
right.
expected 202,
So
they
this
got
is-
188, so
Yeah,
you're
so when
14,000
you tally
short.
this down to the
Knock
total,
on
this is
wood,
gonna
that's
throw
real good.
things askew, I think.
When tomorrow morning it'll be all.
To me, and I don't know how they do things,
Yeah, that's pretty bizarre.
so make a note of that. Is there a question mark here, is that okay?
Yeah, definitely, there are. So, yeah, their reports are weird.
So this is expense, right, so what it cost them?
Mhm.
So they spent $3,617, they had 5,000 budgeted, and they're putting down a negative of 1,000, but that should be a positive 1,000.
No, but it is a positive, but that's tough.
That's how they're accounting.
Hey, was
Probably
the other
works.
ambulance out the other day
But
when
then
they
you
were
carry
over
this
there on
negative
Third
down, you
Street?
subtract this
They didn't have an EMT with them.
at the end, isn't that
I-
gonna?
There should be a
I
plus.
don't know,
Yeah.
but there was
That's what I'm thinking.
3 people in
Well,
that
it is a
ambulance.
plus.
Did you see that?
It looks like a negative to me.
When they showed up?
It's just a question
Candor
we should
ambulance I'm
ask, I
talking
don't
about.
understand.
Yeah.
No,
There
I
was a
didn't.
driver,
I
a
didn't.
passenger, and then
This
somebody
isn't
in the
the
back.
budget,
So
is
I
it?
thought they were the
The
Bunch
person.
of
5,000,
two.
yeah, I didn't
Right.
realize it's
All
there,
I
yeah.
They
seen was the
spent,
driver.
you know,
so I
they
didn't-
So there should
expended
be an
less.
excess. It's not over budget, it was under budget.
Yeah,
I
see,
don't
this
think
is
I
over
was
budget. It was under
outside
budget by
when they
1,388
actually showed
feet.
up, I don't think. Might have been.
Wasn't
No,
over
it was
budget.
2.
There was 3, and then
Now,
a week
these
ago.
negatives-
Now,
See this one?
Yeah, it was weak.
Oh,
So that's
yeah, it was
450
week
they
ago.
had.
I
They
keep
spent,
wanting
they
to
had
say
250
it's
budget, this should be a negative.
Exactly.
Yeah, they had 3.
Yeah,
They were
I seen that,
200 over their,
but
what they had budgeted, 250 over.
Mhm.
I know the
200.
Candor kept
So-
saying, you know, you
I
can't
don't
go
understand it.
because all we got is a driver. That's
Yeah.
why I was curious if
As
the
long
other
as we-
ambulance was out with the other EMT for whatever reason.
But let me know that.
I left you there.
I just want to know
I
how they're
finally
doing
could get
it.
out, and I left. There was like 4 or 5
Until
cars.
I didn't look at that too
in the
closely.
ambulance garage. Maybe the other one was
I didn't
off.
realize that it's exactly what I wanted.
That's kind of, I don't know. They do it all the way through here.
Did they do it?
Well, it's gotta be something with the way they're,
Their program runs or
Yep.
something. It's gotta be because it's not.
well, if you're,
Well, Grubby had said that
Because it's all here.
when he was just over at the gas station, he's seen one heading towards
You know, they're,
Ithaca.
they have
Well, with no lights or
21.75.
nothing on. That's like, he
Well,
thought it might have been that one there,
this
turned around. but-
2,200 should be, that was over budget.
Mhm.
How is
I
that
don't know.
over budget?
Just before the incident, you
Office
thought.
equipment,
Correct.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
computers. with
Oh,
it.
So he was over at the gas station, then came over and heard the guy
Yeah.
screaming.
That you don't
Right.
plan on
Right,
a crash or something.
sure. A new copy of the machine.
Yeah.
You don't realize how heavy somebody is, it takes, try to drag them off the bank in a snowstorm.
Wow.
Do they have their fund balance in here?
Soaking wet too.
Let's
That
see
was
that.
probably another
Almost saw
100
that under
pounds.
Yeah.
taxes.
It's closing everything.
They
Is he
always
from
have
Candor?
about-
No,
Assets and fund balance
Area.
of over $400,000.
Really?
Yeah,
4,000?
400.
400,000? I wonder if that includes some of the, set aside for the ambulances though.
Well, the fund balance, it should be, some of that money should be, yeah, it's 400, last, 2019 was 417,000 in fund balance. There's not a breakdown of it. Maybe further back in there is.
Says,
Oh, that's another voucher you got signed.
Yeah, taxes come into trust and agency, so that's where Gene pays it out of for the fire district.
oh, okay. That's a big check.
I can tell you're in your element now, Jim. $300 for new skags for both of our sleds tonight.
two.
Yeah. Oh, well, and a gallon of oil. That's kind of, what's that, another 50, 60 bucks?
Yeah.
For a gallon of oil.
Yeah,
I forgot this one.
Yeah, but you gotta tell you that gallon of oil will last her 2 years.
it will on my sled.
Yeah, that thing sips oil.
Alrighty then. We were thinking about doing Lake Como this weekend. But I think we may stay closer to home.
Gotta be about time for their golf tournament, isn't it?
Could be.
Oh, yeah, speaking of golf, hey, Billy, what are you doing tomorrow?
It should be frozen.
Yeah,
I'm working up here in the morning.
Well, if-
Well,
I'll
come
hold
come
on,
early,
hold on.
'cause we're gonna leave the Legion's 9 o'clock. My brother Bill can't go tomorrow to Endwell.
What do you do, golf inside?
Yeah.
Is it like simulated golf?
Yeah, it's a simulator.
Huh.
This one's pretty cool, though, where you're standing and stuff, if you hit it on a side hill, your whole platform will move up and down.
really?
It's
Wow.
got a place to get out of the sand and out of the rough.
Well, that golf that we're talking about, they drill holes in the ice on the lake over there. and
Oh, yeah.
Who's chase balls around the ice.
That's fun.
That sounds like fun, too.
We went that one year, right?
Yeah,
With
sit out on the deck. And
Darcy and Brian O'Connor.
Oh, there was a bunch of them.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Bill and Bill Burge,
Oh, yeah, and Liz.
yeah.
I went.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
were with us.
Jim went.
There was a whole bunch of us that went. I'd never seen him before out there.
I didn't even know anything about it, you know. What the heck's everybody doing out there? Ice fishing? And then all of a sudden, holy crap, they're playing golf.
I grabbed it off the table.
You guys need an agenda?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
I've been called a lot
All,
of
all hard on that.
We wondered if you'd notice.
words. I've been called a lot worse.
George and Jim were switched around too.
Yeah, thanks.
Bill, do you have one?
Oh.
One more. More it out?
I was doing pistachios and it ripped my knee.
Ouch.
When I'm rich, I'm gonna have somebody peel my pistachio nuts for me.
I don't know if you guys know this.
You can buy them.
Unshelled.
Yeah, you can buy them that way.
Yeah. So when you're rich, just do that.
Does anybody here get the town of Courier?
I do.
All right, did you see how many, properties in there from Candor were being foreclosed on?
No, I did not.
Okay. For taxes. I was trying to remember, because I counted them up, and I want to say it was over 20. But I thought it was more than that, because I can't remember. And I thought maybe somebody had, read that.
Corey went through that and was quite amazed or saddened by it.
Yeah. I mean, these are going into foreclosure.
I don't understand their thing, Connie. I got audio, but I don't have video. I have to talk to Drew about it, I guess. Come in and fix it.
Hey, Jim, is there a set price or set fee for any of these projects that you get permits for?
Yes,
There is.
yeah, there's a fee schedule.
Okay.
And the planning board sets the fee schedule every year.
All right.
Bill.
And, yeah, there is a,
Ed Evans' phone number.
there is a fee schedule for all that stuff.
He's probably not coming in.
I'm just curious, if some of
Were
these
you
seem
coming in?
like putting a generator in.
Yeah.
They charge $200 for the fee. And building a pole barn was $50.
Yeah, pole barns and garages have been $50 for years.
Yeah.
It's not based on footage.
No, not garages.
Yeah, why would a generator be so expensive though?
Where was that one at? What page was that on?
Like Richard
What page?
Langendorf Forward, Owego Road.
What page?
Huh?
What page?
Right on the first page,
Oh,
like the third, fourth one down.
Wow.
Langdon Dorfer.
Yeah,
Must be German.
Well, that must include the cost of the equipment.
no, I'm just curious of why the fee was $200 for him to install,
Oh, I see what you're saying. I was looking at the project cost.
well, $7,000, but
Oh, hey,
I
Ed.
mean,
Hey, how we doing?
Good, thanks.
it just makes no
Oh,
sense. to me.
yeah.
Put a new roof on,
Yes,
it's
sir.
charged
Can I
$25.
have your telephone number?
Sure. That's
Where's that at?
570.
Really?
Oh, generator.
serious?
Oh,
Just use my
Yeah.
cell phone, yeah.
$200 fee.
You serious about
It must be-
905 5580.
It's called generator, right?
Yeah, we used to have a
Yeah.
landline, but
Yeah.
got rid of it, as all we were getting were.
I Used
Oh,
to do
yeah.
all the
I have an answer
permits
machine.
for Tompkins County when I was working there, and trust me,
Oh,
there was
yeah.
a lot of misspellings.
Oh, I know, I'm sure.
It's all, you know.
And we had
watching
one.
that.
That's like, why are we paying
Yeah.
taxes when that's all we're.
Warranty.
So that was fun too.
I'll bet it was.
Well, whereabouts in PA you from?
Wilkes-Barre,
Oh, is that right? Okay,
born and raised,
all right. That's got quite a history,
oh, yeah.
actually. There's quite a battle fought down there, so in that civil.
Yeah, the 44 and everything else, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of good statues and dedications and everything, with the marker signs and everything in the area.
so there's a really interesting book written about that. Well, not specifically that, about this whole area. It's called The Wilderness War.
Yep.
Sounds like
you
we
I heard
had
it.
that meeting.
Okay,
at
yeah.
Curtis.
I read it, but I heard
Same
it.
thing
Yeah,
as
and it talks about,
three meetings.
the exact
Yeah.
process of Indians coming down the river and how they naming the names of people they were going after.
Yeah, the Susquehanna had a lot of area, a
Oh,
lot of battles fought on it, and a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah, yeah,
They use it for transportation, all sorts of stuff, so.
yeah. That was the wilderness then.
Yeah.
Not sure. Yeah.
Oh, good. All right.
So Connie, my computer over at over at the shop over there, that's still mine? I guess it says Brixie computer.
Oh, I changed it.
This is the old one.
Already changed it.
These are the old ones.
Oh,
I haven't got
okay.
your update one because I don't think we're done with it yet. So I just wanted to just
Oh, all right.
give them a sheet for now.
I ain't got nothing.
I have all the new computers on it for everybody.
Yes.
Oh, they're already on this old one?
No.
I've been carrying this around for.
Yeah, because we didn't give everybody a
What's
copy
that?
of the new
I've
one
been
yet.
carrying this
Yes, we got it. I
around for-
wanted to get them all off.
Oh, good. I
I
mentioned
was
it
gonna give it to
earlier.
Corey and I said, oh, shit.
Okay, so rain gear, right?
Yeah. I said, I'll run into her sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin,
Good, Ed, how are you?
not too bad.
You ever get anybody in to fix the house?
Actually, we're still fighting with the insurance company, but, yes, Matt Crow gave us, somebody, that, is, we finally are approved to move forward,
Good.
so, yeah. It'll be-
Quite a process with the insurance.
Well, it wasn't the insurance company really, it was the adjuster that was sent out. And, the guy was complete waste, he was out of Penyan and, he didn't listen to what I was telling him, he didn't listen to anything. The pictures that he took on the initial inspection were so blurry that you couldn't even see things. Like, the tree that fell went into our garage door and bent my garage door in.
Right.
On the left side. And there's a dent right on there, and that was the proof, of what had happened. So I told him that, and, he took a picture, all this stuff, but didn't include it in the estimate. Just like our chimney for our fireplace, it got bent from the wind, and it separated inside the attic from the storm. He didn't include that in the estimate. So we were going back and forth with the insurance company, telling them, hey, why wasn't this included? So they were going back and forth with him. Finally, they sent him back out again. Met my contractor, and we just last week we get the thing from him saying there's no proof that the garage door was damaged from the storm. The picture that I took on the initial showed no damage, and now the new picture that I have shows damage. So it was damaged beforehand, or during, and he's saying this would be an additional claim, and all this. No. So I contacted our insurance company because I had pictures from the day of the storm,
Right.
and I had one of the dent. You look at his picture, it's so blurry, you can't even see the handle on the garage door. I'm like, of course he can't point it out on the initial picture, it's so blurry, you can't even see. So I sent my picture to the insurance company with the timestamp and the date and everything. And they sent back to him and said, yeah, you're wrong. So that finally got marked up. The chimney was another
Yeah,
fiasco.
can you make it
but
tomorrow?
Finally.
Wanna go golfing?
What time?
We're gonna meet at Legion at 9.
Now we're gonna get all of our money for all the repairs.
What's so strange about that is how isolated it is,
Oh, yeah,
you know?
it was crazy. It was like our development.
Come on, you're retired, take a
Even
day
though my
off.
brother just called me today and
Yeah.
goes, you're playing next week too, so you might as well
There's
take a couple
strips
weeks
of
off.
right now, West Candor, Grizzlyville, you know, a little tiny bit there, at the bottom of Dry Brook, 96.
So,
Southwick,
how
and then by
come
the time we got to
you didn't pay
Yeah, it was done.
any fee because it was Howland and ag exemption or something?
Thank goodness it's, moving forward now.
Yeah, wasn't that what we were squabbling about there?
He should've,
On Dry Brook.
he should've paid something. He probably did, he probably just forgot to put the fee in.
All was facing west,
Yeah, because that's
the
the
trees all went west, and yours
the house
all
for the
went
demo too.
east.
Okay.
So,
That was
Yeah,
a
how
long
does that
session
work?
though.
Yeah,
It made no sense.
you know,
but, yeah, and you might wanna ask him about
Okay,
it, but I'm
yep.
pretty sure.
I'm
pretty
also
sure-
gonna ask him about
System
the $200
repair,
Yeah,
back in
At least he knows we're reading the report.
October, I think it was,
Yeah.
from the storm, because the wind literally
Well, it
pushed.
just don't
the
make sense to
entire
me.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
really.
So that was part of the.
Yeah, but some of those fee schedules don't make sense. Some of them are.
Yeah, I don't, that's the first time I've ever seen them, so I,
Yeah,
But the rest of it are still on.
yeah, they're in the local laws is where they are at, so there's a fee schedule in there.
right.
So, we'll see what happens in the spring. Get some of the repairs done.
yeah. Now, does anybody else over there have any?
Yeah, because here's another one that was missed, so, okay.
The, neighbor, behind our house.
You get this next?
The two-story.
Yeah.
Yes, please. You can just drop it off here at the office when you're done with
Yeah,
it.
I'll put it in the mailbox.
Okay.
Won't be tomorrow, but probably-
That's fine.
Yeah.
I probably won't get to it until next week anyways,
I showed up,
because we're riding this weekend.
All right. And did you make, did
I know
you,
last month I was not, I was all on Facebook, I was posting, questions through, the YouTube.
okay,
Uh,
well, there's a,
Hi, Palmer.
in
How
the
are you?
minutes, it
Good, how are you
says
doing?
Councilman
thank you.
Williams stated that the board had a
Hey, Palmer.
virtual committee session on January seventh
Sounds
here at
tired,
Town
buddy.
Hall, and they're still seeking secretary. I didn't think.
It's been a long couple of
Is it? Family's healthy?
And I just wanted to say,
Okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been me, because I wasn't here, I was the previous one.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
geez.
guys were having audio
So
issues.
it's
and I know
crazy.
it
Yes, it's.
I mean, the statement's probably true, but I don't remember. I don't, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to verify it as,
Now I'm
the record, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like shutting down the business for that, you know.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Shutting everything down, it's just like
When's his birthday?
April 27th.
Oh, wow.
Just finally crawling.
Is
He was
he-
doing the army crawl for a while. But now he's like up on the floor.
Yeah, Calvin's motoring all over
All
the
of
place.
that.
He's funny as heck.
Yeah, he's jumping off, right?
Yeah.
That was such a cool picture.
You gotta have your own stuff nowadays.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's gonna love that.
Oh, he's gonna love it, yeah.
It's so cool.
Bill,
Yeah.
did you make any comments
I'll sit down and
about
eat
the
dinner.
planning board meeting last week?
We tried to fit it
Under, you know, like he was planning board section regarding the fact that they had a virtual meeting on the seventh.
I don't think it's.
And we're still looking for secretary.
But then if he wants to just-
Well,
Yeah.
Play this, play
Calvin's
that.
starting to get verbal now too.
What's he saying?
Not really full words, but he's making a lot of
Well,
noise.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just a matter
it's
of
got it
time.
listed as BC.
How old is your
You
grandson?
didn't say it? All right.
You hear me?
3 weeks to 91.
Okay, and your son will be one the end of April?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like-
So they're pretty close, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he and Dad was
Well,
like, there's no.
the planning board
Yeah.
activities.
So like that kind of thing, obviously, but like.
He doesn't associate
I
that
don't
as you.
think so, you know, he doesn't make it seem. So,
so.
But it's fun. I mean,
No,
it's
no,
every day.
I don't remember saying.
I think he's a little uncomfortable.
And I'm not saying I didn't say it.
It'd be sweet.
Somebody.
A little crankier?
Yeah.
Oh, Jim, are you
They
kidding?
do, they're. They have a candidate, like each individual process.
Is that your first
I'll just go, I'll leave that.
basketball candidate?
Nothing.
I got the patterns made, I can make them.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
How many hours is in that?
I'm making the pattern. The first one took about 3 days.
Oh, but that's still, I would have thought it took a lot
Yeah.
longer than that.
I work like 6 hours a day on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
The next one will only take probably 1 day to cut all the.
For the-
Another day. 10 or 12 hours.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And he'll be able to use that right up until
You know?
4 or 5, huh?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much been the last one.
You got a seatbelt in there?
No. He'll learn.
Mommy and daddy,
Yeah. He's got handles and things to hold on to.
Yeah,
Are
anytime.
you
Just
recording
if
live
it's,
again?
Oh, looks like
Try
it is today.
The audio is live,
Give
but
me a ring.
something's wrong with the camera and it's not
You know,
videotaping.
12, 14 hours ahead of time would be great.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it's the internet connection or something.
Did you ask Ed to look at it?
But it's definitely video, it's audio, right? Ed, you said you could hear it?
Yeah, you can hear, but the video was.
Yeah, that's what I got here too. Something might be wrong with the camera. I'll just have Drew check it out.
A whole lot on the agenda for this evening.
Oh, we do have an executive to go
Oh,
through.
do we?
Shouldn't take too long, no. Oh, excuse me.
Okay, I guess we can get started. We're within a minute there. George, if you do a prayer and then we'll go to play.
Sure. Let's pray. Dear Lord God, we come before you and we humbly ask that you be with us tonight as we do the town's business, Lord. Help us to be wise in our assessments on the activities that go on in the town. And Lord, we ask you this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Now, pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We didn't have anybody actually scheduled for privilege of the floor, so we can move right on to approving January 12th minutes. And George, you had a question about that.
Well, yeah, I just had a question about two things actually. One was, on the planning board, as Councilman Williams stated that the board had a virtual training session on January 7th at the town hall, and they're still seeking secretary. I don't remember that I knew that.
Well, there was only you,
Yeah,
Patty, and myself.
Right.
I believe I did that.
okay.
Um,
And, I mean, it doesn't matter if I just.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because I knew that we were looking and
right,
Ed and I had conversation
Probably
about
Bill that
that.
said it.
okay.
Go back to Bill.
I think Bill said it, because I didn't know about that information.
And you had something else?
Yeah, well, just on the Justice Department on the other page, under the Justice, it's, it talks about Murray Townsend was installed. And then it says District Attorney Day is still in the works. I think that is in regards to the fact that the district attorney was looking to schedule a night availability to be compatible with Mary, because he's not doing that right now. But otherwise, I don't understand this sentence as it is now. It just says District Attorney Day is still in the works, and I don't know what that means.
Well, I thought the district attorneys don't wanna do nights, so they're trying to work that out. And
Right, no, you're right, that's exactly right. But but I don't understand how the sentence makes
how do you
that.
want it, Rich?
Well, if you could.
How do you want it said?
Just that the district attorney is, available days and is considering nights. I think he's considering nights, or that's my remembrance. But it's not been determined. That's the best that I remember, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Candy.
Other than that, are we good to go?
As far as I know.
Did you get a chance to read it all, Jim?
Yeah.
Okay,
Good.
so I'd make a motion that we approve the January 12th
Second.
minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
I'll
Opposed?
abstain.
So actually, Jim
Actually, I
and
should
Jim
abstain also.
abstained, because they weren't here.
Yeah, we weren't here.
You don't have to, you can still
Yeah.
approve them.
Approved as amended.
Yes,
Right.
Okay, financial report. We were right, as in last month's with abstract 13. That was in Connie's office. It was December's and it was already been done. And I had it, but we didn't vote on that. So abstract 13, under the general fund, there was $14,222.79. Then the highway, it was $107,114.10. Which you guys already signed those, so if you would just approve that abstract 13.
I move we approve abstract 13.
One second.
Okay.
Stroll,
Aye.
Brixey,
Aye.
Williams,
All right.
Douglas,
Aye.
and Riker.
Aye.
Okay, under the new vouchers that you approved today or signed today, under the general fund, we spent $15,541.27. In the highway department, $93,453.64. In the trust and agency, $454,483.82.
That included the payment to the fire district, Ed. Yeah,
Yeah,
because we
that's the fair
collect
bit.
taxes and then it goes to them.
So we would,
I'll make the motion, we approve those.
I'll second it.
Stroll,
aye.
Brixey,
Aye.
Williams,
All right.
Douglas,
Aye.
and Riker.
Aye.
There were no budget transfers for today. We did receive the town clerk's monthly report and proved that we did. If there's no more questions about the financial report, we'll move on to the assessor.
I got from Denise today, a list of how many parcels we have in the town by code. And we're going to, take a look at this report and work from these numbers in case we decide to go with a per resident, billing instead of tax bill when and if we have the EMS on the budget. So what she didn't give me is this does not include vacant land because we're trying not to, by doing it this way, that would be an attempt not to have the
Right,
ag parcels
right.
getting hit.
Are you targeting single family residential? That's what you're targeting,
Yes, yeah, and businesses.
and businesses?
It's just an option that we want to look into.
Well, that's like Fairway.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have people like, like the farmers would be paying everything.
I think one of the questions is, well, I don't know if we want to get involved in this right now.
No, we'll move on down to,
Okay.
the other.
Good.
Okay, building and grounds. The only thing I get out of buildings and grounds, Jim's, do you have anybody in the past that we had a bucket truck? We have a light out there in the parking lot that's flashing.
Somebody had a bucket truck and they came and did it for nothing. Who was that?
Kurt?
It's, Tony Barnhart might come by and do it. Give Tony a call.
And maybe
A lot of the tree services.
Keith Quick would be another one.
Keith Quick would be another one, and you're the tree service people would
Okay.
probably.
Yeah, that almost gives me a migraine pulling up at night because it's like,
Yes,
brings back my disco days.
That's an LED unit too, isn't
it
it?
is. Yeah.
All right. I'll look at-
And should we start inquiring about roof bids? Or have we determined that we're definitely doing that this year?
Well, we budgeted for it. I would like to anticipate that we are gonna do that. And as far as getting bids, we'd have to wait
I'd
till
wait till
spring
spring.
so they can get on the roof and look at it.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe we should do a tear off.
Yeah.
spring will be here before we know it.
Have them
Okay,
pull the panels off.
that's all we got for buildings and grounds. We'll move on to the code enforcement officer committee.
You got his annual
Yeah.
report here for permits issued. Patty had a couple of questions.
That annual report?
Yeah, for
Annual
2020.
2020.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Yes, you're supposed to get one though. In fact, you know what?
No, I'm not gonna worry about I'll just, there was a couple that didn't have a fee amount and we're just assuming they just didn't get entered.
Yeah.
There's a fee schedule.
I had one right here for you, Connie, I'm sorry. We'll turn that over to you.
But the total permits that he did was 79 last year, just a FYI. $6,900 in fees were collected.
Nice. And I'm looking on his report, he took in like $950 this month. That's good, that's good.
Oh, yeah, total money's 950 for January.
Okay. Do we have to vote to approve that report from accepting the code enforcement's report?
No.
That's just gotta go to you. Okay,
And he's already filed it with the state, I believe.
all right. Justice,
No, I don't have anything.
no. They're doing everything virtual so far, as far as I know, still. Cemeteries.
There's nothing to report on that today or this month.
Did you ever hear any more about the grave that wants to be dug at,
I believe it's gonna be a spring activity.
okay. So they did get a hold of Milt, get that
They,
taken care
yeah,
of?
I got a message from Milt, they're gonna get back. Supposedly they'll get back with him, I think.
Good.
It's been a while, so I can't remember for sure.
Highway Department.
That's what we talked with Kevin today, and he's here today, but not much going on over there really.
Other than not
Other than
plowing.
Just snow.
Overtime.
So, I met with 3 different engineering firms about the Prospect Valley Bridge. They were just looking for general information, location. Seeing we got some packets back, correct? So we need to sit down and look at that. Probably one of the things that I'm gonna insist on was a on-site detour, instead of an off-site detour. It's just uncomprehendable to make fire trucks and rescue units go up Honey Pot and drop back down in.
Hmm.
It's just, it can't happen. So it's gonna add a little monies there. You said around 800,000?
Yeah, that's what kind of was a ballpark.
You're right.
We've looked at it previously. Yeah, Connie sent the RFQ, the request for qualifications out January 14th. We requested that the packets come in the 29th of January. And we actually had really good interest, so we sent them to 15 engineering firms on the DOT shortlist for the region, and 10 of the 15 sent packets back. So we're gonna have to sit down and go through those and select the firm that we like, and then we can approach them to see how much it would cost to submit a Bridge New York application for us. And in the process, before the packets were due, so the packets came back the 29th, and then the state announced Bridge New York round 3, the 25th, so 2 days, 4 days before, so, and I think there's, $80 million earmarked for upstate New York, so it's promising. There's no guarantee we would get it, but, we need to sit down, whoever's interested, I think Kevin should be part of a group looking at the packets and then selecting the engineer. I don't know if there's anybody else on the board that's interested in reviewing those. I guess, Bill, you probably are.
Well,
I'd like to look at them too.
Okay.
possibly, but you're more familiar with that.
Well, I'll be part of it too.
Yes.
It probably wouldn't hurt to have extra eyes. So each firm, so we put a 10-page limit, and so we have 10 firms, so we have 100 pages of paper to sort through. So
Mhm.
Hopefully more people looking at it would be
Yeah.
helpful.
A lot of that's gonna be repetitive though, I'm sure.
Right. But this just basically, we would select a firm that we like, that has the qualifications, that's done this before. We would approach them once we've selected them and say, what is your fee to submit our application to Bridge New York? And then if we're selected, we have the opportunity to ask them what it would take to design the bridge and do the construction administration. And that would be all, I think 95% of it would be state funded. 5% of the total project cost would be by us.
Mhm.
But that's a pretty good deal.
Do you have any kind of a timeline on this Bridge New York where you think it's gotta be in?
So there's a sponsor training, and I'm gonna attend this. It's next week, and I can send the invite out to everybody, but it's a Zoom meeting, so the 16th for this round, it's a sponsor training. The pre-review application is due May 5th, and then the final application is due June 9th. So I suspect probably sometime late summer, they would select projects.
So we wanna get going on this. When did you guys wanna meet and look at that?
We can try to do something this week or next week, probably no later than next week.
Okay.
But I want to work around Kevin's schedule.
Yeah.
And I told him basically anytime it's not snowing, it's fine. You know, this is important enough that, we gotta get to it.
Are we
Yeah.
gonna have issues with landowners doing a detour?
Well, that would be part of the project,
Yeah.
so,
I've already talked to one side and he's fine with it. He understands. There's gonna be some tree removal, but they're old hemlocks.
The upper side?
The people on the upper side, I just haven't been able to catch up with. They're relatively new, like the house right there. And I just haven't been able to catch up with him. He was out there the other day plowing the driveway and unfortunately I was in a hurry and I didn't get a chance to stop and talk to him, so.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be, one of the major issues that they're gonna have is the pipeline. with the detour.
Right.
You know, they gotta stay away from that pipeline. So it's gonna be a little more complicated than simple.
But I think we have a pretty compelling story that the engineer hopefully will sell to the DOT, so.
And they're looking, one of the statements that they made was that they're looking for projects around $1 million. So, I mean, we're a great location, it's a great, you know, not a great situation, but it highly fits their situational awareness. So hopefully, everything's starting to come together on that.
Good.
Good.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, you're welcome. Do you wanna try to decide a day to get together here at town hall, or?
Are you gonna do it in the day or in the evening?
It doesn't matter to me, the evening's fine too, but I'm not sure Kevin's availability. I was just figuring during the day while he's here at.
What's everybody got going on Thursday? After lunch sometime?
Thursday would work for me.
Yeah, Thursday's not good for me, but Friday's good.
Friday's not.
All right, what about tomorrow? We got Wednesday.
You're busy tomorrow.
He's going golfing already.
Oh, shoot, that's right.
We can aim for Tuesday next week. I think we just need to probably get it, we need to look at the proposals, the packets by next week. But we've had them since January, end of January, so.
Yes, we shouldn't hold off much longer.
So mid-afternoon, I can do it Tuesday,
Tuesday, mid-afternoon, okay.
around, 1 or 2, probably 2.
So the 16th,
16th at 2 then, Jim?
Yeah,
Okay.
over at your office, Kevin,
Uh,
or here.
Town
Town
hall,
hall.
right here.
Here,
yeah,
Yeah.
we can just do it here.
So,
how many packets?
To who's interested, we can have the whole board sit in on that, it probably more the merrier. It's up
If
to
we
you.
have the whole board set on, we'll have to have
I'm not gonna be here.
a meeting.
Yeah,
Posted.
we have a quorum.
We'll have a quorum.
So quorum is 3.
Why don't you need to,
I won't be here.
I don't know if you need.
You can just post it out here. We have to, just post it. Is George, you
But
gonna come?
All we're doing
plan on
is
it. Oh,
talking to
okay.
an engineer, I don't, then approach for a proposal, a fee proposal, that might be $500 or $1,000 to prepare the application, so I don't know if that requires board.
Yeah, it's expenditure, yeah.
Yeah. And we would.
Okay.
I don't see why we wouldn't.
But I could pull that out of one of my budgets, and you guys are now aware of it, so, you can just approve it in regular vouchers.
Well, we could make a motion this evening, actually, and approve up to like 1,500, and then that should cover it, right?
And that's a fee
And then
for,
we're already set.
Application.
the application for the Bridge of New York.
Yeah, the
Okay.
I approve expenditures up to $1,500 for the Bridge of New York.
Make a motion? You
Yes.
want a motion?
Yes.
Okay. You second it?
I second it.
Oh, Rixie seconded?
I did.
Stroll,
Aye.
Rixie,
Aye.
Williams,
Aye.
Douglas,
Aye.
and Riker.
Aye.
Yeah, that way we're covered now, so.
We can also take that out of the bridge account too.
That's what I was gonna take it out of.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, you got anything else?
Yeah, one of my questions to you guys is, we're talking about new equipment. If we really need to get moving one way or the other, whether we're, whatever we decide. I found a couple of graders. Jimmy and I talked about this today. I found a couple of graders used, 17, 18, 2017, 2018. They range in price from 125 to 140,000. A new one is astronomical, $400,000 plus. The bad part is that it would put off a truck for a year.
It puts us in a bad position. We all know that we bought a bunch of trucks after the fire and they're all gonna come due at the same time. I'm looking for your opinion. If we're gonna do a truck, I need to get it, it's gonna be a carbon copy of what we have. They're on the NJPA bid, so it's not a problem there. Well, we can get that ordered, or if you want me to pursue a grader and put off a truck for a year, we're gonna start that avenue.
I think that would be a good option. That way all the trucks aren't gonna be due all at the same time down the road,
Right.
I think we should probably start looking at that alternative anyway.
I think we should go with a truck. And then we'll look at the alternatives for the grader. If we can't come up with a greater amount, in the highway department, we can rent one for 1 year or something. We gotta start transferring them out of there.
Yeah.
We really do.
And by not buying a truck this year, we're not sure what next year's budget's gonna do
Absolutely.
if we're going to incorporate in the EMS budget.
I know.
The truck may need to be pulled next year for that,
Right.
so
Right.
I feel we should get the truck this
Okay.
year.
Okay. And I was just looking for some guidance, see what you guys were thinking, see what your opinion is.
Do you have any idea on like a rental for a year? You've got any kind of numbers?
Monthly is about $7,000.
7,000 a month.
That's what you said when we had your meeting at the barn,
Yeah.
somewhere in that vicinity.
Yeah.
How far out do you have to book that?
I don't know.
No idea, because you've never
Yeah,
done
I've
it
never-
before.
We've
Okay,
rented equipment, Patty, but it's always been a smaller,
okay.
or something we knew long-term, 6 months, we were gonna have to get something. I've never really, I know that they have two of them, two graders sitting at, Bradco Supply in Towanda. They're the two graders that I was referring to. So I'm assuming you can rent them, once the season gets here, if they're not sold, I don't know if they're available. It's something I'd have to look into and talk with the salesman about.
So our grader now is done
No, it's not done, but it's definitely
on its last
casting and
legs.
wheezing.
Yeah.
So these graders that are for sale, have they been rented out before?
One of them has very briefly last fall.
Mhm.
Town of Spencer actually, rented it for a week. The other one it was a construction vehicle out of Texas
Mhm.
and they purchased it. It hasn't been rented yet.
Okay.
So
All right.
I haven't laid eyes on either one. I've seen pictures.
Mhm. Now, on the dump trucks or the plow trucks, you buy a new one, would be what, a couple $100,000?
Yeah, probably this year it's gonna be pushing the 210 mark.
All right, so, but the truck you'd be trading in for that or taking offline selling is worth how much? roughly?
It's gonna be significantly more than what we've been getting,
I figured, yeah.
I'd like to say 30 to 40, but
Oh, really, is that all?
yeah, I mean, they're gonna be,
They're that big?
they're high, yeah, they're sought after trucks. It's in very good shape,
30 to 40,000?
yeah. Yeah, and I
That's all
think
you-
our average has been around 20,
Really?
15 to 20, somewhere's in that neighborhood.
All right.
So, and what was your ballpark number for the used graders?
The one is 125,000, and the other one is 140.
Okay,
1 year newer, and it's got a ripper on it, so it's got a couple more options, so to speak.
okay.
Are they a respectable brand?
John Deere. Yeah, there's only 3 companies now that make graders. Case, John Deere, and Caterpillar.
Oh.
So there used to be quite a few, and they don't sell a lot of them, and they're pricey.
Yeah,
So we're gonna look into a trade-in on this truck, maybe they'll give us more trade-in,
I can talk to him about it, Jim.
you
Absolutely.
other than the auction thing.
Yeah, I can talk to him, see what he says.
I know generally, when we get ready to get rid of them, they're really be
Yeah,
So,
they're
this
not
is 5
interested
years,
in a trade. but-
roughly 5 years newer than what we normally
Yeah.
would, so I would think it'd be worth a lot more trade-in.
Yeah, I can absolutely talk to him. So I'll give him a ring tomorrow, see what he's doing, see if I can meet up with him this week, or if he wants to come out, take a look at it.
Yeah.
At least he can give us a ballpark, you know, they've been pretty accurate with even auction prices, so.
Okay, other than that, hey, are you taking care of some mailboxes?
Yeah, a whole
I've been
bunch of mailboxes.
Okay.
I fixed
Because
my own.
they've been calling me and
Oh, you just got
I
it?
said I would talk to you about it and I haven't heard any more, so I assumed you took care of them, made them happy.
Yeah, I'll quite a
Okay.
few, so.
It's understandable.
I shouldn't, we had one person call today and the snowplow's too far away from their mailbox and literally their neighbor, they kicked the door and hit the door, so. I don't know.
All right.
You know, it's hard to
The
tell.
snow hasn't been heavy enough to be knocking it off. really.
No, they've been hit.
All right. If nothing else for the highway, we can move on to the dog.
Yeah, we have Denise submitted her report. Yeah, we can find this.
And also, I received the other day, from Stray Haven, their contract for next year. If you remember right, for every dog, it was $100. Well, they had 2 dogs, and so that was $200, but one got reclaimed, so it was down to $150 now for this year's contract. The only thing I could see different in the contract is that they're not gonna wait till the end of the year to do the fees. They're gonna do it quarterly. And so if we don't have any dogs in a quarter, we don't get a bill for it.
So that 150 is for the first quarter?
This 150 is for the whole year. Well, yes.
Okay.
Because it goes by last year's. And so what'll happen the next quarter? Yeah, because that's what they said. They're gonna bill us a quarterly, every quarter on this now. And if there's no dogs, we won't get no bill.
That does make more sense.
Yeah, and it didn't bother me to have it yearly, but apparently a lot of other towns, and they just want to keep it, so they don't have to keep doing, well, one does it this way, one does it that way. So they selected to do it quarterly.
It helps them with their revenue stream too.
So if someone wants to approve the Stray Haven,
I'll make a motion that we approve the Stray Haven annual, well, nope, the contract.
I'll second.
I'm not sure if it's annual or quarterly. At $150, yeah.
excuse me?
Roseal,
Oh, aye.
Rixey,
Aye.
Williams,
Yeah, all right.
Douglas,
Aye.
Riker,
Aye.
Planning board?
At our meeting last Tuesday, we asked the applicants that applied to take the seat of Peter Ward, big shoes to fill. Peter Ward's term was ended last December per resignation. His term actually ends at the end of this year. So we had 3 applicants, Candy Ross, David Estorina, and Angie Malone. I provided the cover letter and resumes to the board. We ask that you guys go into executive session at the end of this meeting and discuss who you feel would be best for our board. I gave you our information as well. So we had that. We got into some very good conversation with the applicants as well. We talked a little bit about infrastructure for the town and how to move forward with grants and other things. So some new stuff that may be coming about in the future. We'll get into that at later meetings. We are also working on the seasonal use roads law, which there's no hurry right now due to the fact that we got a resolution on the previous issue, but we are still working on it to change out the wording so it doesn't refer to a fee schedule where it's not listed in the fee schedule. And then we're just waiting on direction for where we're gonna be going in the upcoming months with the board. I have also personally reached out to our congressmen and our state representatives to ask to be put into some bills to get money from the feds or from the state to do infrastructure. These funds would not be at a cost to the town. I was doing some research and found that some federal aids, especially in the Midwest, people would write and say, and they just added into a bill that's being put through, and instead of fact, they got a couple $1 million to get water and sewer. So I am going to be monthly contacting the offices and pushing them, and hopefully I will not get ignored.
Good.
With the hopes that we can then get some infrastructure for our town, which we need if we want to continue and bring in businesses and other residents.
Great.
So
What type of infrastructure are you talking about as far as targeting?
at this point, I mentioned water and sewer. As I mentioned at a previous meeting, I'm not sure if you were here, Jim, at that time, but the site over in Owego was actually oversized when they built it, in the hopes that Candor and even Spencer would be added into it. Now, of course, it is a very long distance and would require pumping houses and other things
Yeah,
along
I'm
the
familiar with
line.
that.
But they still have the infrastructure built oversized that they could add us into their wastewater and water stream. We do have the village, of course, that would be a totally different thing because they have their own water system, which some town residents are on, but that's different. Natural gas was another one. The pipelines do not extend into a lot of the town. So I asked for that. And also for reliable electricity, I put in there, due to the fact we get a lot of power outages, and also I have a voltage meter at my house, and I can tell you just throughout the day that we never hit 120 volts. I am typically running anywhere between 111 to 113 volts at my house. So we do not have reliable electricity from NYSEG. So I put that in as well in my letters to the Congress and to the state.
Good.
So that's my report.
Thanks, Ed.
Okay. And I didn't hear anything from Board of Appeals. Anybody had anything? Did you hear
No.
anything?
I don't have anything.
No. Okay. To move on with this old business, which is the EMS. As Patty has mentioned, her and I originally started out looking at a surcharge to collect revenue from that, but since all that's been going on, they've changed, and they think they want to go in a direction of a long-term service, which would be a district. And of course, we found out that a district can't be established until 2023. And it actually has to be a resolution by March 1st of 22. So that gives us a little time to decide whether we want a district. And 2023 is a long ways away. You got the rest of this year plus 22. The only way that we can see is through taxes and have a service agreement with them. And they're looking for the vicinity of $450,000. So if you look at your taxes you just got from the town and you look underneath there, it says fire district. What you paid in that fire district will be about exactly what the ambulance service would be getting. Because the fire district, as you notice, just got $400 and some thousand.
53.
Yep.
And so that's about what that's going to be. we've got an attorney up in Syracuse that the Association of Towns gave me a name of, who specializes in this stuff. I thought I'd like to hold off and have him come down sometime in the spring when it's nicer and we can have a public hearing outside. Anybody had any questions for him or us having them, and we'd have it all ready so it doesn't cost a whole lot of money tying him up with foolish questions. But if we can get him down here and maybe steer us in the right direction and help the community understand the what we need as far as the ambulance service in this town. Do you got anything else, Patty? I can't think of it.
No?
Marcus showed up. If you guys had any simple questions, maybe he could answer. But I pretty much explained that the way it's going.
Yep.
They are working on this coming Friday. In fact, they're going to be working on putting a package together to present it to the community and try to sell it to them.
So you're putting the package together to promote the district, or just for 2022 right now?
It's gonna be a little of both,
Okay,
but it's designed to further try to explain the whole situation of where we're going, and our, a future outlook of where we want to go, which would be the 2022 and the 23 and going on. And explaining to them that once we get this settled in 2023, that that's going to be, it's going to be in place for a long term, not a quick fix.
Not a 1 year or 2 year contract.
Right.
yeah, I never thought it would go away once we incorporated it into the budget.
Not unless something drastic changes as far as people being able to volunteer.
And you might not know this answer, but as a district, would the town then be responsible for the entire budget versus just salary and benefits that you're asking for now?
The plan would be just for the salary part.
Even as a district?
As a district, you guys are gonna have.
I think those are a lot of legal questions that's gonna be answered later.
But we would work out in a legal contract deal where you would have as much hands off as you wanted. And we would continue to run the squad and everything by ourselves. We never intended to have you guys babysit us.
Administer it, sounds better.
Yeah, it would be similar to what the fire department is doing.
Right. I just wasn't sure what the legal aspect was by becoming a district.
From what I would understand, the dotted line, yeah, you're still probably over top of the whole thing as a district.
Okay,
Just like you would be with the fire department, I assume.
All we do for that is actually just collect the tax money for it.
Exactly. And that would be our anticipation for the squad as well.
all right.
Yeah, I think these will, once again, will be one of the questions for this attorney.
Sure.
And I think,
Absolutely.
we'll just hire him to come down, and that way we can get all the answers at one time.
Mhm.
And then we can move on with resolutions after that, I hope.
One thing that the public really needs to understand is that the state does not consider EMS an essential service. And that is one big thing that makes a big difference. If it was an essential service, then it would be required for all towns to have one in place. But since the state does not require that, so that's one thing that really the public needs to be aware of. And then move into everything else that Mark has just discussed.
So will it take a while to become a district? Is there a lot of paperwork to fill out and whatnot, or not really?
There's there's gonna be a ton of people.
I can only imagine.
Resolutions, all kinds of things.
Yeah, it's going to be lengthy and we'll try to make it as painless as possible, but it's gonna be a lengthy process.
So your committee meetings are basically scheduled for Fridays right now?
Yeah, every Friday at, 6:30 we set it down, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a mix of, it's not just five people, it's a good mix of town and.
Good, yes.
We got businesses, we got,
Big landowners.
big landowners. We tried to get a mix of people to represent, so that it was well represented as far as.
Definitely.
I took the minutes from the last meeting that Jody sent out and I printed them off so all the board members had. I want to keep them all up to snuff on what's going on.
Perfect.
What time is your meeting, Mark? On
6:30.
Fridays?
On Friday, 6:30 on Friday. This is the third one in a row. I anticipate it's probably gonna remain at that same time. And I'll be happy to let everybody know if it does change.
But this committee is actually just trying to put a package together to present it to the community. So you're not looking to have a whole bunch of community people come in there and talk right now about
Oh,
it.
no. They're helping us put, with the right people to contact.
Right.
And, just helping us put the whole, any business, anything that we have to, like, it was put out to the public, help us put together a package for that. Just a variety.
So a lot of it's promoting it.
We're getting all of our ducks in a row.
Yeah,
too.
good.
Yeah.
It's,
In fact, I sent a bunch of those questions to the Association of Towns. She sent me back a message and said,
Oh, she replied already?
yeah, she said it's gonna take her a few days to
Oh.
get that around and she'll try to answer the best she can answer for us.
And I'm sure that's gonna be a short list compared to what we end up coming up with overall. But it's a good place to start.
Yep.
That's what we want to
Exactly.
get going.
Yep, and it's, like I said, it's through the Associated Towns and it doesn't cost us anything. And then we'll get the bottom line from me, as far as I'm concerned, we'll get the bottom line from that attorney.
Sure.
And,
How many people you have on your committee?
Oh, I wanna say there's a dozen.
yeah, I think it's 12 to 14.
Yeah, we wanted to keep it, we didn't want enough people to make sure that we got everything, as best we could get represented, but, not making an overwhelming number either.
so what we'll try to do, Mark, is, every month through our meetings,
Anything done.
communicate a little bit back and forth and, we'll go forward with that.
Yeah, you showing up the last meeting was outstanding and I appreciate that.
Okay, if nothing else on EMT, we can move on to new business. Which, you have in a report from the town hall inventory that Connie's put together. She just got some final numbers to put in, I believe, on a couple of computers and then that'll be all set. Right?
It's all done, you just don't have to update it.
Okay, beautiful. We did have 6 old computers that are laying around here and one power pack that we need to declare surplus so we can get rid of it. The hard drive's been taken out of them. I haven't destroyed them yet. I got them in the office,
Ready to be drilled.
but we'll destroy the hard
A
drive.
rifle could be better.
Hey!
What's that, Ed?
I said a rifle, we do some target practice.
I'd give them to you, but you might want to take them in and use them. Okay,
What do you do with the computers? Where are they gonna go?
well,
So we can clear them.
Probably Broome County landfill, right?
right now, I think that's the only place to have it.
Somebody has to take them there or?
Mhm.
Yeah. We'd have to do that. Taylor's not taking electronics anymore. I could talk to the mayor because they had that village cleanup in the spring. We can take stuff in there. And last year he was talking about taking electronics. Maybe I could talk to him about that and
Keep them around till spring.
see if he would take ours.
Yeah, we got them stacked in a
He
out of the
doesn't-
way place right now, so
Yep.
wait
What'll-
until the spring wouldn't be an issue.
What'll happen, it won't be open to the town unless
the town board decides to go in on it with the village and will pay the expense to have electronics taken out for, what, 2 days if they collect them in the village, I believe it is. And I'll talk over with the mayor and see if we want to work something together on that. I remember back a while ago, it was like 15 cents a ton or something like that when we were doing it before. It was costing us like $1,500 a month.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah,
that?
it was pretty.
lot.
It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it was
I think the
ridiculous.
last bills was like 2,200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't wanna get
So
back
I'll
into
I'll
that.
work with him on that. So somebody make a motion to declare these things surplus so we can get revenue.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. I do have one other thing I came up with it, and I think it can work for us. I know we're doing a lot of virtual, but I'm thinking of, what do you guys think about opening up to maybe 6 people, maybe 7, space them out in our audience here, and they register with the town clerk to be able to come to our meeting. And then after that 6, the rest of them have to go on virtual. I think that would be a good idea. I mean, we got some good input from some of the people that do come in here, and I miss having them in here.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, for sure.
All right.
So like the first 6 that signed up,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Unless somebody has something that they
Yeah.
want
Now,
to, bring to the board,
yes,
then they should have precedence, I would think.
absolutely. Privilege of the floor would have precedence.
Yeah.
And we'll just work that out. Does that sound good, Kai? Do you like that idea? I do too. Okay, I miss some of the people that are in here. They usually put in a lot of good input. Yeah. All right. If there's nothing else, we'll move into,
I have one thing, I've noticed it, and I don't know if it's my imagination or what, and then I had somebody else, in town, I forget who it was, mentioned it to me, but I walked pretty slow. Driving past the dam, it looks like the crack is getting much larger.
It's the water flow.
I understand the water flow, but it started, and then now it just seems to be growing longer and longer. I don't know, but somebody else mentioned it to me, so I figured I'd
Yeah.
ask.
What it is, it's something on the surface of the dam. You have, algae, all kinds of things
Yeah.
grow on there. The water hits that and it makes it look like there's a crack there.
Okay. Just wanted
It's, it's an illusion.
Just wanted to make sure in case any.
if you want to know the truth, that right after that was done, I asked that same question.
Yeah, we went down there and investigated actually, so.
The only thing, I do have an issue down there though, now you're about to bring it up, is over by Punk's side. I think we should put some riprap over in that corner where it's washed out. On Punk's side. I complained about it back then and everybody felt that it was gonna be fine. And if you look at it, there's more gravel that's been washed out on that end,
Right up next to the dam. Yep.
right next to the dam. So I was wondering if we got a couple of pieces of riprap to put in there. Maybe you should look at it when you get a
Yeah.
chance. Don't, I mean,
Have our town engineer look at it. See what Rob thinks.
Yeah, and that's something we may have to, get permission from him also, Bill.
That'd be his.
You don't fall in the water.
It might make sense to just take a picture and send it to the engineer of record on that project, Mark.
do you know where I'm talking about? Rob?
Yeah, I see it, but I don't know if he doesn't have any issues with it and he's not concerned about it, then it's probably not worth spending any money on it.
Yeah, as in Punk.
Well, just the whole riprap thing,
Oh.
if that engineer that did the repair isn't concerned about it, about armoring it, then.
Well, I think it's gotten worse since it's been built, and I believe that as it grows, it's going to get bigger and bigger. That's my personal feeling, but
The piles go into the embankment, so it might be just more of just an aesthetic or.
okay,
it's a
so
question for-
what stone is there is going to hold, and then all that was just excess gravel that was put on top of that stone at the time. Maybe is that what you're saying?
I just think it'd be easy just to email a photo to.
Yeah, I'll do that. I can
Just
stop
say,
down,
hey,
take a couple pictures and send it to Mark. I've got his contact information.
Is it pretty visible right now, Bill?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Okay, I really haven't paid attention.
Before we spend any money, it might make sense just to get his opinion if it is an issue.
Okay,
Jimmy,
sounds like a
there
plan.
one
Check
before
on
the
that,
meeting
would you?
Tuesday?
Hmm?
One before the meeting Tuesday, we'll take a look at it.
I'm gonna be up in Binghamton. I don't know if I'll get back by 1.
Okay.
Maybe after.
But remember, we
Yeah,
drove,
Maybe after.
there were 2 rows of piles on the front and on the back of that dam, and I don't know how far back they go in the embankment, so that just might be stone. Just to.
That they had access that laid over it and then it just washed out. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about, Rob. You, just take a look at it, see what you think.
All right.
Okay, thanks for bringing that up.
Uh,
So now we'd like to go into executive session to discuss the planning board.
I got one thing before we go.
Yep.
I know I'm a little late. I talked with Jimmy a little bit about this. Cutting edges for our plows and wings are becoming an issue. Believe it or not, there's a steel shortage going on. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. I talked to Jim about it, like I said. We're basically jumping around from place to place to place, trying to find what we need at this point. So we may see a bill for a small amount here, a small amount there, just to give you an
Yeah, so
idea.
that-
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Good evening.
Voting to go into executive.
I'll move, we go in executive session.
All right, I'll second it.
To the
Who
appointment.
seconded?
Yeah, I did.
I gotta stand, sorry.
Okay, so we'll be going in executive session. I didn't ask Ed, I don't think he needs to know until next meeting to vote on this, or,
He may wanna know,
We can contact him later.
Yeah.
all right, we can contact
You
him
might not
later,
wanna-
and then, what we'll do is, vote him in at the next meeting. And
you think
just,
he wants to wait another month?
well, as far as voting him in, I think that's all good, to be just like a verbal thing. And
They meet the week before last year.
And then he could actually just start and get familiarized in 1 year, or the first month or whatever.
So it won't matter.
Because they only have one meeting a month, so.
They
And they're the
meet
third
week after.
Tuesday, aren't they?
Yeah, so
third
we
Thursday.
can approve it next month and they'll be ready to go.
Yeah, that way I don't have to go back on.
And you can just give them a heads up on who it's gonna be.
Okay, thank you.
So you have the, oh,